My takeaways from election night: Trump won big. He was bound to win big. He was bound to win big just based on the stuff that they were pushing on the left through the voice of Kamala Harris. Come to find out that she's named after, well, I don't want to say named after, but she has a similar name to a Hindu god, thanks to Judge Joe Brown in an interview with Candace Owens the other night that I watched. Even that was eye opening. That was one of my other videos, but I'm glad he won. Takeaways? I don't know. The the big takeaway is this: she was choosing death over life. Over the past month, all she spoke about was reproductive rights for women. She would go on the podium and she would be talking straight to women. It's almost like she was talking through men, like going around men and talking to women, and wanted even and then at times, like, the man would take up the voice of the woman, and then he would say what the woman says as if he's not even thinking, because like those men were so silly, they don't understand that they carry the seed for life. And again, I can't condemn anybody. All of us have a checkered past. But if the leader of the free nation is talking about let's turn the page, how can you turn the page, meaning go into the future, meaning go on to something that's supposed to come up? How do you want to approach the future if you're talking about cutting off the future, which is literally the people, which is children? How are you going to position yourself as being a better option for the future when you're telling women to cut off your future? Make it make sense to me. But I know friends I know that still vote for her. Make it make sense to me. I don't know. Like, they were choosing death over life. Like, they say they want to move forward, but the path forward, like, she was openly telling you that she was like for killing children. Over the past couple years, if you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you're alive, you can see them openly attacking children. Openly, openly, openly. I remember seeing this video with this. I think it was queer or LGBTQ parade, and there was saying, "We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children." Literally, openly telling you this is what they're coming for. But I'm glad they said it. I'm glad they said it. And she, Kamala Harris, she just removed the mask and said, "You know what? This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for." She chose death over the future of the country. She came after the children. Ish, man, do whatever you want to in your bedroom. Just stay away from children. Just stay away from my children. As a father, I could be trying to stress the point to like certain people, but they just couldn't get it. Like, for me, I'm a teacher and I'm a father. Like, for me, the bottom line, it came down to the children. Like, point blank. If you think God gonna keep quiet about people attacking the children, ide- ideologically, physically, with transitioning, sexually, they were attacking the children on so much front. Parentally, states like California and Minnesota, if a child is struggling with trans stuff, the government can come and take their children. What type of parent in their right mind would want that? And it's almost like you don't even have to even be a parent. Just stop and think about it. They were attacking the children. They were attacking the children. And like, I'm not sure if that was her overall plan. I want to believe that she's not that dumb. I want to believe that those people are not that dumb, but they told you what they were about. They told you what they were about, and they let it show. I saw Ben Shapiro I saw a little snippet of Ben Shapiro debating this. It was a black girl. I guess it was one conservative like Ben Shapiro against 20 or 25 liberals, and they were debating about what does abortion mean. She was trying to say a C-section is another type of abortion, trying to change the word. Let's show you, man. I don't even know what to say. Well, I'll say this: we saw we saw the deception that was in people. We saw the corruption that was in people, and we saw the heart of people. Bible is right, man. Man's heart is wicked. Outside of God, you will do anything. Outside of God, you will tell a boy you can be a girl. Outside of God, you will tell a woman at 9 months if the baby is crying, you can kill it. Like, man, is there no limits? Next takeaway is, and I've been seeing this for the past few years. There's there's a new face of racism. It's almost like a passive aggressive type of racism. Uh, I'm not even sure how to say it, but sometimes black people seem like God is going to excuse them for the hatred of the white man on Judgment Day, and vice versa. White people seem to think like God going to excuse them for the hatred for the black man because the stupid stuff that their parents taught them as children on Judgment Day. Racism can come from any side, any side, any side. It's not a color thing, you know. It's a passive aggressive type of racism. And you know who they were specifically talking to? Women, but specifically, especially with this issue on abortion, especially black women. What can you say? Every everybody want to right to choose, but to choose what though? What are you choosing? And and it's a strange thing. I understand what they're saying, but I don't agree with it. But again, all of us had checkers pass. All of us done what we've done, but we have to kind of come back into the world of reality. These women were talking about not having at least like not even having a time limit. Like some was saying up to 9 months. Next takeaway is shame on some of these believers, ministers, bishops, or whatever, pushing Kamala. People will say, no, well, politics got us, the church got out of politics. How in the world can church stay out of politics? We define our laws by morals for the most part. If you have morals, why have laws? But some of these people, they were pushing her heavy, 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 and predominantly what I saw on YouTube is black preachers. Like, why are you doing this? You're bringing shame to the church. You're bringing shame to God. Like some of you guys have no fear of God whatsoever. Like she's openly telling you what she's doing, and like you openly saw what she's doing, and so I'm like, in your heart, you have such disdain for what is it, white people? What is it, the Republican Party? What is it exactly? I don't know. Like she's openly telling you this is what she's for, and you still endorsing it. It was better if you just shut up. Like me at like for me as a believer, it was kind of embarrassing for me. But I guess like Matthew 7:21 say, many a day will say, Lord, Lord, didn't we do this? Didn't we do that? Didn't we prophesy? Didn't we do this? And Jesus will say, I never know you. So in the end, we'll really find out who is who's a real believer and who's just pretending. Man, and last, she had these celebrities out in the droves. She had Jennifer Lopez, LeBron James, Oprah Winfrey. What's up? I don't understand these people. It's some, and I don't believe that they even believe those things. Or if they do, that's even sad. That she was project. That it was sad that she wanted to use these people because the people thought that most Americans were stupid. You have to think Americans were stupid if you think presenting stars who have lots of money, who lives in their gated communities, who live in their ivory tower, who's gonna look down on us and say you guys doing it wrong. Yes, let everything that she wants happen. If she wants no borders, accept it. She wants love. Love is love. She wants children to be transitioned. She wants the government to come and take your kids. What in the world? But I'm glad. I'm glad that she lost. She needed to lose. As a father with children, she needed to lose. Some of this was even upset to me. As a, it was sometime last year or the year before. My son was in kindergarten. That's when this thing started to really bubble up inside me, and I saw them attacking the children because my son was in kindergarten. Thank God I was able to put him in a Christian private school. But what about those children who weren't able to do that? And it's not that a Christian private school is even better, but it's better in a sense because at least in that school there is a right and wrong. There is a, there are limits as to what you can teach your children. They're still in reality. She needed to lose, and I'm glad she lost. This man was almost he was shot at. He turned at the last moment, air grazed, got up and said, "Fight, fight, fight." You can't take that away from him. Me personally, I think it's more than coincidence. It's more than coincidence that he didn't die. Another one showed up in the bushes trying. Thank God he didn't get off a shot. Like who are these people and what do they want? So much hatred in their heart. But I'm glad he won. Now we have to keep his foot to the fire. He made a lot of promises. He made a lot of things he said. Let's see if he follows through, and let's see if people stop him from trying to move forward and trying to do what he gotta do. I want to see what he can do with Robert Kennedy Jr. Just make America a healthy thing. All these ingredients he says in Europe that were illegal. Hopefully they give him some latitude to run with his stuff. A lot of obese people out here. But those are my takeaways, man. She chose death over the future. She came after the children. Shame on some of those believers. And we saw the new face of racism, which has been around, but we 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 actually openly see it now. It could come from any color. It's not a black and white thing. The face of evil just shows up. Using women, turning women against men. Turning women against men. But it seemed like most women, because if you looked at that map, if you look at any map that was following the election from last night, that thing was covered in red. That thing was covered in red. And that's the way that it should have been. Anyway, those are my takeaways. You let me know what your takeaways were from last night election. Tell me what were you doing, where were you going, and how do you think about it? What do you think about Trump's victory? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.